The League of Young Voters works to activate an engaged, informed young voter base. And they accomplish this by mobilizing young people to talk with their peers on a face-to-face level about important issues. The League works for equality and justice throughout New Mexico.
Did you always feel like you were part of it?
Do you support implementing policies that better connect land use with water availability? And elaborate on where additional water supplies are likely to come from to meet projected demand.
Well, let me just say, on my truck I have a sign that says, water is life. And in Spanish it says, el agua no se vende, el agua se defiende. And that means that you do not sell water, you protect it. And I think it's a very important issue. It's probably the most important resource that we will be dealing with for the rest of the time that we're on this earth. So in order for us to take advantage of that resource, we must also protect it. I know that it's that the state may have jurisdiction over water, but we all need to use it. In fact, I think that water will be conserved more so than the ability to find new sources. I think that we cannot continually think that we can promise people water forever and that we're going to find it somewhere, somehow. I think conservation is the most important part of water, of our water resource. Let me tell you that I don't trust people who tell us that we have an infinite amount of water. So we need to know that this water will be available to us for the rest of our lives.
Okay, thank you, Ray. We'll move right on.
Water is our most precious resource that we have here in Albuquerque. We are a desert city. We don't have the luxury of unlimited water supplies. And because of that, we have got to carefully look at our growth and how we grow as a city and do everything we can to use our water that we have judiciously. There are many plans out there, but I think obviously for me, the most important thing that we can do is to conserve and control our growth. Without doing those things, I don't see us able to sustain the quality of life that we need, that we want in District 6 and around the city of Albuquerque. So I think that as a councilman, I think it's incumbent upon us to lobby the state, work with the state engineer, and develop long-range water use plans that will take advantage of what we have and not really hope that there will be additional sources of water that come to us in the future. I think it's very foolish of us to think that we can continue to grow in the way we have been without finding and having additional sources of water. I think we have so much to do in the way of conservation, and we can do it. Thank you.
All right.
I just found out they're actually paying people $20 to attend classes right now on learning how to save water. I've been looking into it lately to find out there's many ways we can save on water, and that's just for the immediacy. We're using 50% of our water right now just to wash our clothes and flush the toilets in the average household. We can reduce that. I look forward to the Chama San Juan drinking water project to come through. That's going to get us through a little longer. There's nothing that I see that's going to stop people from moving to Albuquerque. The city's going to keep growing and growing and growing. And I'd like to plan for that growth. We're going to use water, and I think the key element for the long-term thinking is to start investing and finding ways to bring other water sources to us. Just telling people they can't move here and we can't use any more just won't work. The land values would go up so high, nobody could afford to live here. It'd be like Santa Fe. Everybody would be screaming that nobody can afford to live in the city. So I really, really stress that we should look for either converting desalinization so brackish water can become water, or we can buy other water rights and pipe it in. But we've got to look to the future and bring water to the city.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. You know, when I look around, we are in a desert. There are neighboring states that are high and dry just like we are. I think part of this is educating our children, all the way on up, because it starts with education. If you are aware of a problem, then you can address that issue. I support any of the energy efficient appliances to reduce the cost of energy as well as the usage of water. I think that zero-scaping in the desert is an essential part of conserving the water. I would encourage more studies as to where the most proficient water sources are that we would be able to access from Albuquerque. I think that we as a community need to join together and become a little bit more concerned with our neighbors. It's not so much about stopping something, it's more about starting something. So if we start by bringing us together and work toward that, I think we can achieve it.
Soon after being elected to council, it was in 2003, we lost our water utility. Legislature voted to create a new agency, and it's managed by both the county and the city. We do have control to a certain extent over where we extend our utilities and bring water to different areas, take water to the edge. The fact of the matter is that the development industry is very, very powerful in the state. We have a lot of plans around water management. We have long-range plans. We know how much water we have. I think we have a good estimate of how much water we have. I'm really convinced until we turn on a tap and nothing comes out, that's when we're going to start to do something about this problem. And someone mentioned, we need to look for other sources of water. It's a matter of how much you want to pay for water, too, as to, whether or not we can bring it in. And we're doing everything we can. The San Juan Chama project, for example, we're trying to figure out growth. We have a limited amount of water. The only thing we can do, I think, right now is conserve and really look at, managing our growth more effectively. But we do have a limited resource. And again, I think the development industry, and just make no mistake, is a huge, huge engine behind growth and the need for water.